Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down because today we are talking about alpha males. Yes, alpha males. I've been scrolling through Instagram for a while, and for some reason on Reels, I used to see a little more on TikTok, but on Reels for some reason, Instagram just has a lot of alpha males. I guess you could say Andrew Tate wannabe kind of guys, but mostly just men who are fixated on a set of rules that lets them also be a man. I mean, I'm talking alpha boot camps, spiritual alphaness, business alphaness, anything that makes you a stronger man. Because we need grown men online to sell us courses on how to be men. I don't know how to be a man. That's why I have collectively spent $70,000 every month on alpha male courses so I can please my wife and I can be the best man I can possibly be, spiritually, socially, and economically. Right? I'm a little business fiend. But what's prompted this idea today that made me want to talk about this was one man in particular that I've had a lot of fun watching. And who am I talking about, of course? Well, his name is Elliott.
You're killing yourself, get it? So get disgusted.
I've been seeing Elliott pop up on my timeline for whatever reason. I don't know if his promoted posts are just targeted towards me, my demographic of a, beta, not respecting man. But Andy has popped up everywhere and his Instagram reels are a little unhinged.
What if someone kidnapped your son David and they told him they were gonna kill him unless you sold 40 cars a month?
There go another player tip. You gotta kill yourself.
But before I dive into him, let me tell you a little bit about him. Elliott is the founder and CEO of the Elliott Group, which he uses to promote his Alpha Leader Mindset training program, okay?
You cannot fuck with us. Culture. I can say, move right, bam, they'll shift, now. I can say, move left, bam, they'll shift, now.
He's a motivational speaker and guru whose whole shtick is that he trains people on how to be a better salesman. Everything we look at today is going to be courses on how to be a better salesman, which Andy specializes in cars. He's a car salesman. Imagine you go to a Kia or a Toyota dealership, and this is this giant thumb comes up to you and starts talking this way. Andy used to be a car salesman and claims to have made $720,000 in 1 year on used cars in Norman, Oklahoma, which is funny because on his website, if you look, he has a screenshot of, he has a scan of his pay stub. This looks like some piece of crime footage put in here. My God. And his whole philosophy is that if you're not making $500,000 in used car sales, or I'm guessing just car sales or sales in general, every year, then you're incompetent. You're doing something wrong. In a video, he even says that he has salespeople in his program that make $100,000 a month.
People go spend 50 grand on college to learn how to make 50 grand a year. A doctor goes to school for freaking 7 years, pays 250 grand. No ways. We in here have salespeople that can make $100,000 a month.
I also like the idea too that he's like, college is overrated, and he chooses the one thing that you actually need college for is to be a fucking doctor, dude. Yeah, you know what? Doctors might not make as much as a salesman. But guess what? They're saving lives! They're productive members of society, not con men, not fucking sales parasites, my God. Today's video is sponsored by Aura. Online brokers will look to sell your information to spammers, scammers, and anyone looking to get their little paws on your information. They can find embarrassing photos of you, important addresses, and health records. And if you're me, they can find out your real age. I've tried so long to hide it, but those nosy people on the internet found out and now posted it everywhere! Which is why I'm begging you to use Aura and don't end up like me. Aura automatically alerts you to data brokers selling sensitive information and stops them in their tracks. It also keeps your spam folder clear and monitors your suspicious activity. Recently, AT&T revealed that over 73 million customer records were released on the dark web, which is absolutely horrifying. But I sleep soundly knowing I have Aura. They're always protecting my information with strong passwords, constant monitored activity, credit card freezes, and fraud alerts. And best of all, Aura does everything you need to prevent a breach from one app. I value my privacy and I value yours. To spend less time worrying, go to aura.com/papameat to start your 2-week free trial, or take a look at the video description to get started today. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring the video, and back to the video. It's becoming clearer and clearer now, and I was gonna try to thinly veil this, but it's one of those things where it's another guy who's taking insecure men online who are looking for any kind of direction, probably don't have a lot of education, so of course they're not gonna be doctors. I was like, why would I even want to be a doctor anyway? What am I, fucking nerd? What are you even doing? I could be making 100 grand a month at a Kia dealership, dude. He is also the self-proclaimed world's fastest growing sales trainer. Gave that title to himself, you know what I mean? Because of social media. He's blowing up on verticals because, vertical content. You know what I'm talking about? You sit there, you have a dog. You have a dog that gets 8.5 million likes. And then you have Andy Elliott, who yells at you for becoming a doctor or for drinking soda. Which if you look at if you look at his Instagram bio here, world's fastest growing sales trainer, I still like how the text me thing is going on. They got some celebrities to do that for a little bit. Like I remember like years ago, they had like Ninja and all kinds of other people have this text scam where you get paid when people text you. It's fucking stupid. But he says, it's time to get it all. Fit as fuck, best marriage, badass dad, love God, and $100 million plus business, dude. It's right there to just grab hold of. Andy Elliott's the man you want to be. Here's some other little stats from if you had a little Andy Elliott baseball card and you want to flip it over, this is what it might say. He created a 9-figure company in just 3 years. He's trained 11,000 businesses, and he's the most sought after public speaker. That can't be true. There has to be C-list actors and celebrities who are definitely getting more public speaking gigs than him. He's not even getting public speaking gigs. He goes on podcasts sometimes, and then he like rents out a Hilton event center thing or like a conference room, and then he sells tickets to come watch him speak. But there's like 20 guys in there. On his website, you can get his free book, Sales Warrior Playbook, and of course, $993 of free training. That's a deal. You also get almost $1,300 worth of other courses for free when you get his book. Just buy the book. Come on. All you have to do is you just need to pay $15.99 for shipping. Not a bad gig if you ask me. Oh, sorry, I'm just waking up. I like how even on his website, it's just him like in black and white screaming at men in a crowd that are like this. Andy also is a fitness icon. Andy is a big, buff, alpha man, and he believes in the six-pack mentality. And one thing with the six-pack mentality that he preaches is that being a good salesman is being fit as fuck. Having a six-pack, gentlemen. Because have you ever bought something from a fat fucking weirdo? I'm leaning. Anytime I go into a store and I see a fat person, I say, get out of here. I tell that to my family. I say, we're leaving. We're gonna go to GNC and we're gonna get our groceries there, all right? He makes all of his employees have six packs, and it's even the women. Women and men that work for him, you have to have six-pack abs, or guess what? Get out. You're fired. I need to start doing that with my own studio, dude. I'm just the fattest guy here, and I'm like, yeah, actually, you guys need to start having six packs.
I'm gonna tell you this, my entire company, my entire team, if you don't have a six-pack, you don't work for us. No, I know. It's called, everybody say standard. How about we raise them? How about you guys quit getting fucking civilized and you guys quit settling?
Imagine being like an in-shape guy. Like you're just like, I don't have enough time to go to the gym or do whatever to have six-pack out. Like I'm healthy at this way. I'm not a big gym guy. And he's just like, how about you quit getting civilized and you quit settling? You having a nice date night with your wife here and you want to order some lasagna? Who the hell are you to order lasagna? Quit settling. I have a very good life and I'm happy and I love my family. Yeah, but where's the six-pack at, jackass? This reminds me of every fat guy I've ever met that gets in shape. They're like the nicest person ever when they're fat or kind of like out of shape, right? You don't even have to be morbidly obese. I'm just saying, whenever someone's life isn't fixated entirely on fitness and outward appearances, and as soon as they become attractive or they get like a six-pack or they become buff, it becomes their entire personality and it just like ruins them as a person. Not saying that happens to everybody, but I've seen it time and time again where it's he gives off that aura where everything now is associated, like being a sales trainer now has to be associated with fitness as well. It's just one of those like mental fucking blockhead type things.
You know, there's some people in this room that said, I would sue my company if they told me I had to have a six-pack. We know you would. That conversation was for the 1%ers. That wasn't for you.
I would sue my company if they told me, yeah, imagine being morbidly obese and you like rely on this income, you've been there forever, and they're just like, hey, by the way, we have a new 6-pack implementation. We have a new 6-pack policy for our employees. Okay, well, I'm gonna take this to court because that's illegal. Yeah, we know you would. Well, then what? It makes no fucking, sorry, you like, the way he phrases that makes it seem like he's like, we welcome people suing us. We want to be sued because we're breaking the law for raising standards. That's what he says in court too. All right, so you're pleading not guilty. Well, I hold myself to a standard, Your Honor, and I'm trying to raise them. It's like a Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, who's also mentally disabled and ran across the country, I feel like probably has the same sales tactics as Andy Elliott. And don't be wrong, even if he can't see your body underneath your shirt, he will blatantly just call you ugly right to your face.
You're pretty fucking ugly, right? No, I mean, it's just real. So you get in shape. Hey, I'm not that good looking of a guy. I'm a pretty ugly motherfucker. But you know what? I get in good shape and it makes me better looking.
My boy is vascular. My boy is on some tren. My boy's on some HGH, some kind of steroid. He is vascular. Got those cobweb arms.
No, I mean, it's just real.
No, I mean, I'm not being a dick. I'm being honest. Okay, so we're gonna be mad at me for being honest. Okay, all right. The sky's blue. Are you gonna be mad at me for that? That's the ugliest man I've ever seen. And what would change that is if he went to the gym every day and transformed himself, he would probably love himself a lot more. Not because he's gonna be happier or healthier with his own decision of transforming his body, but because he's insecure and because I've publicly humiliated him, he's gonna have a weird relationship with working out and getting in shape to where when he finally does it, he's probably gonna be a monster, which is gonna make him a great salesman. Write that down. Write that down. Who here wants to be manipulated and emotionally abused into getting in shape? Huh? Who here wants to have fitness goals not for themselves but to appease other people? Raise your hand. I bet you're real happy. Shake your head yes, don't shake your head no. Write that down. During these seminars and classes, Andy will also make the people in the audience come up on stage and take off their shirts to prove this point.
Do you want to run around on the beach with your shirt off?
Right now.
Okay, do you want to?
No.
Do you got a girl?
Not right now.
Let him cook. You would have one if you listen to what I say. Listen, it's disrespectful to tell other people that you can help them when you're not helping yourself.
You want to run on the beach right now? And the other guy's like, no, I really wouldn't want to. I'm kind of insecure about my body. All right, do you have a girl? No, I don't have a girl. Dude, if you were listening to me, you'd have one. It's so manipulative and fucking stupid. Can I get one of the fattest guys in the room and a weird schlubby guy to come stand next to me because my body's bigger and better? It's like stupid manipulation tactics, and there's gonna be dumbasses in the crowd who are like, oh my God, he's right. Look at that Greek Adonis next to those schlubby fucks. Also, what does this have to do with sales training? He like will break down these people who are paying for his course, by the way. Break them down mentally. He's trying to manipulate the conversation to being like, oh, if you had more confidence in yourself, you'd be a better salesman. When I feel like half the time being a good salesman is understanding the customer and understanding the product. You being like overconfident dickhead, dude, I feel like the majority of people have been around an egotistical, narcissistic salesman before. Way too pushy. It's like you notice it in real time because they are not suave at all. Just pushing you to sign things immediately. Like car salesmen in general usually just be like, all right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, I am not buying this car. It's that kind of thing. This is the kind of person he is trying to make you into, is an aggressive man who only cares about the sale. I would argue that good salesman can be someone who is respectful to the consumer. That's like number one. Having self-confidence in yourself is obviously important, but going about it in this way, especially whenever it's as shallow as just their physical appearance, is insane. It's emotionally manipulative is what it is. 9 times out of 10, obviously the person's gonna be insecure about his body, and you're gonna try to manipulate him into buying your stupid fucking course. But that's just also part of his strategy though too. Make you feel weak, make you feel feeble. And that in return, he's a messiah. He's a savior complex. And only with his help, and if you pay him of course, he can get you out of this rut to be a better salesman.
Malcolm, how long you been selling for? A year. Are you the top guy here? Are you at the top of the board? There's a board. Okay, then you're not the top guy here. Do you want to be the top guy here? Okay, you got to carry yourself differently. I can see in your eyes, you got loose eyes. You need to wake up and compete.
The whole idea too of just singling people out, it's just so funny. Are you the top guy here? Do you want to be the top guy? I mean, what are you supposed to, no. Why would you respond that? No, I don't. It's like, obviously, he's like a tarot card reader or like a fortune teller, using blanket statements to kind of do catch-all things that are applicable to everyone's life. And especially in the sales room world, you can just be like, are you the top guy here? Obviously not. He's at a sales course, you fucking moron. Well, do you want to be? Yeah. Well, dude, you have weird chimp eyes. Your eyes are all sporadic and fucking weird. Why don't you carry yourself different? Okay, that's a good idea. I will. So now he's gonna go into work the next day and he's gonna be like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, I am not buying this car. That's a good idea. I will. So now he's gonna go into work the next day and he's gonna be like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room floor, even after you've been like, 'All right, well, yeah, let's get you locked in, whatever. And they're kind of like guiding you to the sales room flo dude, I'm gonna be the best fucking guy here. And all of his coworkers are gonna hate him. But it doesn't matter because he's on that grind set and he's gonna get those sales.
I don't need any validation. Fuck you.
I love the beginning of that one. I don't need any validation. Fuck you.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna win. If you don't like me, eat shit. I don't care. In the end, we'll fucking see what happens. Bet against me. I love it. The more people that bet against me, the more dangerous you make me. When you speak, I can tell that you need fucking validation from other people that you're qualified for a good life.
I don't need validation. Fuck you. He's posting all of his takes and stuff on social media to garner that attention for himself. Also, he's validating himself all the time with all of the follower counts that he has and praise that he gives himself. It isn't him building himself up as like, see what I did without validation? No, he's putting it out there publicly because he wants to be like some kind of weird social media guru guy.
I was calling to get some information about a vehicle I saw on the website.
Okay, which vehicle?
Oh, we got an old fart on here.
Oh, we have a man who's old as I'm gonna steamroll this old piece of shit.
So how many miles are on it again?
67.6.
I think I'm gonna look around for one with a little bit less miles.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for calling. Let me know if I can help.
Buddy, just like that, you're gonna let me go?
You're gonna give me my personal space and just, you know, let me be a human being? Are you dumb as f*** or what, dude? Get off your rocker and listen up.
Let me ask you a question. Is this a sales prevention line?
The cringe. Let me ask you something, and seriously, this is a genuine question. Is this a sales prevention line? Because you suck at this.
People that are order takers go work at Walmart, but people that can influence and persuade learn to close. They can get whatever dream they want in life.
People who are order takers work at Walmart. I like how it's just like, if you work in the service industry, you're a piece of shit. There's been not one alpha who works at Walmart, all right? It's funny too, because he's selling this idea that everyone can just be a leader. So much of what is going on, and especially even with Andy here, is a big four-letter word called luck. Luck is a huge factor of how shit moves. You can't just, not all these things just fall into your lap, and sometimes just life deals you a shit hand. Just because you work a service industry job doesn't make you a weak-minded person. And you know what? Here's the thing. It's okay to want more and want to do things as well, but you shouldn't have to beat yourself up because you're earning a living and you're paying your bills and you're taking care of yourself. You know what that is? That's being a functional member of society. That's being someone who is taking care of themselves, maybe even taking care of their family, and that within itself is the most respectable thing you can do on this fucking planet. You don't need some jack-off belittling your experience as a human being for working these jobs as well. Not everybody wants to be a fucking leader, dude. A lot of people are just like, I would love to just simply wake up and exist today. And that is more than fine.
Okay, don't ever let me catch you being an order taker again,
I
okay?
appreciate you.
Oh God, don't ever let me catch you being an order taker again. Dude, fuck off. Oh God, the cringe. Oh God. He kind of said that sexually too, doesn't he?
Now, don't ever let me. Oh man, you got me acting up right now. All right, don't ever let me catch you taking orders again. All right.
Okay. And he's like,
Good boy.
You're just a normal person. You want to be normal? You want to have a normal bank account? You want to have a normal car?
God, dude, you want a normal bank account? Makes you, oh God.
Go ahead. Nobody will laugh at you when you're normal. No one's going to laugh at you. You'll fit right in. Good job. Good job. You fit right in.
You know what's funny is that I think in a weird roundabout way, he's saying don't blend in with the crowd, be your own person is kind of what he's trying to say, which I think even for normal people you can do, but exceptionally here, him saying that if people laugh at you, it means you're doing something better. Sometimes being the butt of the joke is not a good thing. Sometimes being abnormal is a reason that you are trying so hard to be a zebra amongst like horses. It's obnoxious. Like you're putting a giant spotlight on yourself to be like, am I special? Is there any more? It's like, there's nothing more insincere or someone who is so self-conscious about their place in life where they have to be so loud that they're distracting, and then when people have negative things to say about them, it's because they're jealous. So because I'm so unique and I'm so loud and I'm so crazy, you're not on my level. You don't understand who I am. But really, you're just a leech. You're a parasite on the fabric of this society. And that's why everybody is quote unquote laughing at you. But really, they're not laughing. They're criticizing you. And there's a giant, giant difference between being in on the joke and criticizing someone for something that they're doing that is, for lack of better words, annoying, bad, and like I really have no other word for it. It's these little tactics too of him being like, oh, you want to be normal? Dude, all right, man, be normal. You want a house with a wife and a kid? Hey, No, you do you, man. You do you. You have enough money to live off of and you and your family live comfortably and you're very happy. All right, man. Are you a millionaire? No. Okay, well, you'd be a whole lot happier if you were.
How many cars do you sell a month?
I'm limited.
I don't even know what the hell that means. When you're here for 9.5 hours a day, how many cars do you sell right now?
1 this month so far.
Okay, all right. There's no way you can be fulfilled as a man. I wish every one of you could just get angry when you're letting somebody down that believes in you.
Guys, I want you to form a hatred. Whenever you're feeling insecure about yourself and you're letting someone down, that's when you need to start cultivating rage. Because rage translates to harmony. All right? Punch a couple holes in walls. When you get home, slap your wife around. Take it out on something. Build up that rage. Because when you start doing that, you'll become a monster and you'll want to fight that monster to become a better salesman.
There's no way you can be fulfilled as a man.
To say you're not fulfilled as a man is insane. You could definitely say you're not professionally fulfilled because in all honesty, he probably isn't. He's at a sales seminar. He's there to get some help. But instead, you're not fulfilled as a man goes so much farther and belittles his character. It belittles him professionally and it belittles like all insecurities he has as well. Because here's another thing. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these guys are going to say whatever he's wanting him to say. One, because it might be plants. Oh, Hunter's saying he's planning? I don't know, maybe. Are these verticals fabricated events for social media campaigns? I don't know, you didn't hear it from me. But also, if there was someone there was a stranger, a giant bulking man that you've paid to come see, because if you got up and left, that's money you've wasted, who's looking you right in the eyes. You're around all these other men who are staring you as well. You're kind of wanting probably this interaction to be done with as soon as possible, so I might as well just let him. I'm just gonna say what he wants to hear so this can just be done, because I'm so uncomfortable. Or you might be so insecure that he is brainwashing you and manipulating you into saying what he wants you to say, and then you believe him and give him money. So fucking tragic, man.
You know what it'll cost you if you don't get in shape? You think it's hard today when you're 30 pounds overweight? Wait for 2 years. Wait till you're 60, 100. Wait till you get a heart problem. Wait till the people who once thought you were attracted and believed in and loved you give up on you because they see you don't love yourself. It's really hard for me to love you when you don't love you.
These are all just, like I should. You think it's hard right now when you're 30 pounds overweight? Give it 2 years. You'll be heavier. It's going to be harder then. You think? Also, you're preaching about heart problems and stuff. Dude, how about all the fucking steroids and supplements you're putting in your body? I know that you look like a great god here, but guess what? All that shit that you're putting in, how does your heart feeling, dude? You're walking around giving a seminar and your fucking veins are about to pop out of your goddamn arm. You couldn't possibly be doing steroids, right? Well, dude, because you look so good right now, well, whenever you have a heart attack and you're not able to do all these steroids and you're a weak old man, are people even gonna love you then? Even if you're not doing steroids, whenever you're unable to keep lifting weights when you're older and you become a lot smaller, you're not as big and you're a weak old man, people will probably stop loving you, right? Because people who loved you then, they're not gonna love you now because you're not as strong as you used to be. If you're a big fat bozo, no one's gonna love you right now because people are like, he doesn't take care of himself. There's no other qualities about him. It's only his looks. Look at him. Ew. Unironically, that's what my wife does to me. Andy Elliott, please, I need your help. I will starve myself. I will do steroids. I will become a car salesman if I have to. Please, Andy, please. But you know, him harping on this, the guy is obsessed with fitness. It's a part, I mean, it is a part of every sales tactic he has, is to belittle you because a lot of, I would say the majority of men, I'd love to know a percentage of even in the world, have a six pack. And if you have a six pack and you stand next to a guy who doesn't, who's gonna look better? So it's just like, well, I'm gonna listen to the guy with a six pack because every guy with a six pack, he has his head on right. He's able to not eat carbs. And I love pasta. I must be a real piece of shit, huh?
You ever seen a fucking salesman drink energy drinks all day long? Well, bro, why are you drinking energy drinks all day long? If you were healthy, you wouldn't need an energy drink. Dude, if you had a big goal, if you had a big standard, you'd be so jacked up to hit that, you wouldn't even need an energy drink. But you're dead. You're trying to raise yourself up by fucking drinking energy drinks, dude. You're killing yourself. You get it?
Did you have a Red Bull? You're going to die! Dude, also, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something right now. People look at me and they say, you're the luckiest guy on earth, right? Which I am. I am extremely lucky. I am always grateful for the position I'm in. But let me tell you, it does not matter what you do. You could be getting paid to do nothing, and that's your job. You could be a streamer. You could be a content creator. You could be a podcaster. No matter what you do, it's awesome for a little bit, but it will always turn into a job. So the idea to always perpetually be happy about this obligation, this thing that is paying, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad job, but it is a job at that. And people in time, it doesn't matter what you do, I swear to God, after a while you'll be like, I don't want to fucking do this today. You're gonna have one of those days because it's a job, and that's normal. Waking up every day hyper fixated and just being like, I can't wait to suck today's dick and sell as many cars as I can, feels unrealistic. And also, you shouldn't punish yourself for having negative emotions. That is the that is like, I'm not even a fucking psychologist, and I can tell you right, that is the worst thing you can do. There are days where you can feel bad. You know why? Because you're a human being, and that's fine. Are you waking up and you feel a bit groggy? Have a Red Bull. I mean, my God, chug 4 of them? Probably not, but have a fucking Red Bull, dude. Is it hard to get up in the morning and you feel like kind of like a piece of shit? That's fine. Work through it. Because guess what? Once you're able to accept these negative emotions and you're able to actually understand and be like, you know what? I am feeling kind of a bit shitty today. The sooner that you'll be able to process that and then move on, because people are able to do that. And then as the day goes on, they're like, I'm feeling better. And you appreciate shit more, dude. This whole idea of just like, it has to be one way or the other, or scolding someone, you feel bad. You're fat and you feel bad, so you're a bad person. You gotta change right now. It's just, it's FOMO. Fear of missing out on this program, fear of yourself. It's just, it's manipulation.
I was making a couple million sitting there, and I looked in the mirror and I fucking hated me. I was disgusted, but everybody's telling me I made it. Then why the hell am I so fucking disgusted? Because they got it confused. Do you guys know you guys were put here and built to help other people? Today, when I leave, I'm gonna go change millions of lives. You are too.
Oh my God, man. I love this comment is so fucking true. Downplay a doctor and go sell a Kia. Keep saving those lives.
Then why the hell am I so fucking disgusted?
Probably because you're living a very facetious and very surface level life where I'm sure all you ever cared about was getting that $1 million. That's why you feel hollow and empty, because there's really no goal. You selfishly sold cars to people, which we're getting ready to get into that. And then now, because you did that, you probably feel guilt. You probably feel disgusted. You probably feel that just because you have a lot of money in your bank account, it doesn't equate to absolute and total happiness. Money is freedom. Money absolutely is freedom, but it is not purpose. It is not drive. Money is a fuel for your ambitions and your passions, and money can set you entirely free. But if the dollar is to be framed and put on your wall, it will do nothing for you. So to chase this dream about being like, I want to make $40 million, it doesn't mean dick. If you have no character, no self-respect, and you have no genuine interest in anything, his whole interest was just sales. So of course you're gonna wake up and you're gonna feel hollow one day, because even though you would change your goal of making $1 million, you're still doing monotonous garbage shit that is just in service to getting this little number a little higher. Also, God forbid you go see some kind of therapist about this. You know what I mean?
Do you guys know you guys were put here and built to help other people? Today, when I leave, I'm gonna go change millions of lives.
What the fuck are you talking about? Do you guys know that you were meant to have people buy things from you? You're here to help people. That should have transitioned to you saying, it's not a bad idea to get some mental help every once in a while. Seek a professional, have someone to talk to, rely on a family system, anything like that. But no, he isn't just a salesman. He's not a health guru. He's God, all right? He's here to be your daddy in every shape and form. He wants to emotionally manipulate you in the sales room, and then you follow him, and then he becomes your voice for every kind of decision you have to make in your life. Textbook cult shit. Is he forming a cult? I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but it does feel that way. It feels like a cult leader. I'm gonna go change millions of lives. Okay, dude. Delusional bastard. Andy has a few controversies of his own. First off, he steals other people's content and success stories and reposts them as his own. Here's a little side-by-side of Andy Elliott and a guy named
Jocko Willink.
He also uses stock photos and manipulates them to paint a picture that he's wealthier than he actually is. I love this. The Elliott Group, no limits. It's the exact photo, but it's just a digitally painted thing. It's so funny. What a loser. He blatantly lies about it, and he also blatantly lies about his success numbers. That's a shocker, right? But this is where I wanted to build up his character here as being the elite manipulator, because there's one thing that is to take away from Andy Elliott, which is his giant controversy. When he was a used car salesman at Big Red Kia, indicted on charges for fraudulent loans, deceptive banking practices, and flat-out lies. He created this concept of something called King Cash, where they would falsify records saying the customer put down $1,500 on a car in cash when they did not. Banks would use this down payment as a backing for basis on a loan. After being caught confirming the fraud, he sold out all of his teammates and employees in a plea deal. Eddie, alpha shit, dude. That was out. That's king shit, man. King Cash. Big Red Kia. In exchange for agreement to testify against his co-workers, underlings, and boss, he received full immunity for financial crimes committed, including identity theft and forgery. And during the period of 2014 to 2019, his entire team was convicted of wire fraud conspiracy, forgery, and identity theft.
Alpha.
During the events of the fraud trial, a loan officer named Donna Mullins for Tinker Loans admitted to being harassed and threatened by Andy Elliott. Threats happened both over the phone and in person, or even at church. Go with God, Andy. Go with God. And in 2014, a lender was made aware of their fraudulent practices, and Chris Mays, Elliott's boss, emailed threats to the CEO of the lender to cease investigating. On page 61 of an expose with court document testimony, Andy was told to force Donna to keep her fucking mouth shut, and she did so. He threatened to expose her for being a whore. Classic, dude. Alpha fucking bitch. Insinuating she slept with many of the employees at the store. They spent whole days and workout sessions role-playing with one another, ways to pin blame on her, insinuating she was any way to discredit her as a person. But you know, you do have identity theft. They are big proponents of identity theft, which part of their loan process involved applications for loans that were submitted without customer knowledge. Portions of the loan proceedings were funneled off to illegitimate parts of the business, and fake documents were made in the customers' names. He would fake customers' pay stubs as well as fake customer utility bills, which is an actual court document thing here. A little back and forth here. The questionnaire said, so they were faking pay stubs? Yes, ma'am. What about utility bills? Every day. Yes, ma'am. Every day what? We would make utility bills because you would have to have two people and we would need to join them together sometimes. Which he also created a fictitious pawn shop where items were pawned as down payment for cars, but the items were never pawned. Okay, let's just go to the next one. What's this pawn item? A PlayStation 3 for $4,700. Fucking loser. God. Okay, how about the next one? A Flash programmer for $5,500. And the next one? This is a weed eater for $4,700. The next one? Ozark Trail outdoor equipment. Looks like a tent. It's a tent for $6,000. Which, I love that. A PS3 that was pawned for $4,700. A weed eater for $4,700. And an Ozark tent for $6,000. So good. He also used bribery and manipulation against Tinker Loans employee Donna Mullins. He met the individual at his church during Bible study and found out that she was desperate for money because alphas can smell the blood from a mile away, dude. He's a shark in the water. As soon as there's blood, he goes wild, all right? And as soon as there's a helpless woman who's like, I'm really in need of cash, he's like, what'd you say? You said you need cash? I can help you get cash. Then he paid her in cash with the expectation that she would review and handle loans for Big Red and Norman Mitsubishi, aka he was a loan shark. And he gave her money and he said, you're going to approve every loan that we send you. And in her desperation, she's probably like, all right. She was asked to resign because it was discovered she was taking money from Andy Elliott. And Big Red, owned by Andy's boss, hired her as the finance manager. That's weird. I wonder why. That's okay. Well, there you go. Earlier in this document, we made it very clear that Andy boasted that he made $720,000 after tax, after Social Security and everything, in 1 year selling cars. When the entire basis of that achievement and that thing that is his center proof to being a great salesman was that he was manipulating fraudulent loans, giving people who never had a chance to actually buy the cars, giving them fake down payments for the cars for the loans, and was able to boost up his own car sales. There's probably bonuses involved in doing that as well. And yeah, it's easy to probably rack up $1 million in sales whenever you're just lying, doing illegal shit. And that is the crux of everything Andy is. He's a manipulator. He's a person who is out to prey on people who are insecure, people who are looking for answers. It is a cult. He is trying to run a cult, and he is doing it in a way that is run like an insane man on social media. Andy is not the only man doing this. There are hundreds, I mean, probably thousands of people doing this kind of stuff. There are whole camps and programs dedicated to you going out there and training with them and doing all kinds of stuff. And it's just got to be said that if you ever come across this, and if you're ever insecure in your life, get some actual mental help. Know that you are loved by many and that you do not need to dump your money into a false prophet, savior-esque man who will give you nothing in return but manipulation and heartache. I'm telling you. This man is a fucking snake in the tall grass. Watch out for him. And if there's anything to take away at all from this video, it's for the love of God, don't fall in the hands of an alpha male influencer. Take care, everyone. See you next time.